Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Positive EV. My name is Fracus the Third, and joining me today is the ever knowledgeable and ever friendly Growling Bear. How are you today, my friend?
I'm fine, thank you.
So
It's
it's
an honor to be here.
oh, thank you so much. It's been a little while since we've managed to have a chat and catch up.
Yes,
So,
only a month or so. I know.
yeah, it's been a while. Been a while since we've happened to have a voice chat. I understand that you've now got a new headset that you can use and we can chat with.
Yes, hopefully you can hear the sounds better.
Yeah, we should be able to. We should be able to. Alrighty. So you guys can all hear me okay in the voice chat. Looks like it. Beautiful. I am recording chat as well, so you guys. So all the text will be appearing um, up on the YouTube video that will come out after this. And feel free to ask questions and at me in the podcast chat channel, and we can start getting underway. So, yes, the podcast is available on YouTube. I will link the episode once I have released it in the podcast schedule. Alrighty, everyone. Now, growling. It's been a while. So, Antwerp. There's been a few things that have happened since we've last spoken, and people are seemingly in the grip of despair at the moment regarding the most recent major.
Only those who invested too heavily into it, I guess.
Yes. So personally, I didn't invest that much. I only put in for about 2,000 capsules all up. What about you?
Quite a decent number, but it's only like a small fraction of what money I have.
Yeah, so you've only
So like
invested probably
100K or something. Yeah,
yeah, which for you is about 1 to 2%
that's very small size.
or less.
How much is that?
100k at 20
Yeah, maybe two
GBP.
percent. Yeah.
Yeah, two
Well,
percent.
depends on today's value, but then yeah,
That's today's value.
that's today's value. This time next year it could be higher, hopefully. But depending
Hopefully.
on we have a if we have an operation, then it could go be lower, much lower.
Oh, that'd be nice. It'd be a good little pickup if it could hit RMR prices.
What about them?
It would be so if Antwerp capsules hit full despair mode and if we had an operation and they hit RMR prices, it would be
Oh, okay.
a good little pickup. Borderless stickers that would eventually get applied and opened. Uh,
Yeah, but I'm not a well, I'm not a anything. I'm not making a fuss about borderless or bordered stickers.
yeah,
Whatever I think is overall quality, that's the only thing I care about actually.
yeah. Do you follow something that a lot of us tend to follow, as you know, through chat and the pro investing channel, is that we like to look at application numbers of stickers. Do you use those to guide your decisions at all?
Yes, I use everything that we can get hold of. Um, Everything. Application rate is probably both a symbol of supply ratio and demand ratio, or and the demand, of course.
Yeah. So,
One of
where
the things you could look at and take a guess.
yeah. So, where were your thoughts regard? So, because I know you do most of your buying during the time it's on sale, correct? You buy typically directly from the store.
You mean major capsules?
Yeah, for major capsules.
Yes, but the strategy it depends because we haven't had capsules going below the store price except RMR, and by the time RMR hits operation, I still didn't see it as a good investment. That's all. If
Yeah.
Antwerp is ridiculously low price, might be a different story.
What? Well, what to you would make it a different story? What are the factors for you that really change that?
Mm, well, let me see. If I just name a few, um, well, a few major factors
Yeah.
about Antwerp. Mm, I think one, the quality of real major stickers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the first factor. Second factor is if later we have more reliable information about the supply of the Antwerp capsules. That's another factor.
Yeah.
Mm. And also whether there's operation or not.
I
So
I'm highly
yeah,
suspicious of an operation. I don't think there will be one. I'm siding with Roadrunner on the lack of an operation. If there was if there was going to be one, I think it would release with Source 2. It wouldn't. We'll get one or the other.
Doubt it.
We'll get one or the other, either an operation or Source 2 this year.
Well, I agree that Source 2 and Operation might not, they're highly unlikely to release at the same time. Because when you're doing major contents like that, the amount of bug fixing for programmers would make it a crazy mess. So I can't imagine them doing two major releases at the same time. So might be that one happens before another, or maybe there is no operation this year, or maybe there's no Source 2 this year. Who knows?
Who knows? Only Valve know, and even then, they might not follow their own timeline.
Well, regarding this situation, I think Roadrunner is a firm believer that there is no operation this year.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not 100% sure whether that will happen, because Roadrunner used to be able to pick up hints about the operation
Yeah.
a few weeks for the actual operations for all three past operations since Shattered Web.
Yeah.
So we don't know whether we will have some sort of whether Roadrunner will pick up indicators himself later on this year that there's operation close by. Could happen it could start in November, December. Who knows?
Yeah, that's something to.
There's nothing, no hint at all. Maybe the operation just dropped. If WoW just conceal it really well, that's just my opinion. But maybe Roadrunner knows that there's something that WoW really cannot conceal.
Yeah, they always there's always something in the code that gets dug up. Same for I believe he's about to dig through the code that's in the Dota 2 update because there were.
Yes, that's probably coming within 2 days.
Yes, and he is going to be hopping around like a madman, I suspect. looking at everything Source 2 related and CS:GO related.
Wow, yeah, he gets pleasure out of it. So.
He does enjoy it. He enjoys it very much.
He's doing to us.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic to see if we do get a little bit more information surrounding that. I wouldn't mind a year break from an operation. Personally, one, the quality of the operations dropped. Two, the next operation will probably be more map collections, something like Inferno, Overpass, and Nuke. Sorry?
Or it could be Tuscan or Toucan or something.
Yeah.
It's a very community.
We could do Tuscan. Yeah.
Okay.
There could be a Tuscan release. If that were to happen, you'd be looking at Tuscan in the competitive map pool, and oh boy, that would be interesting.
Well, Canal never made it, so we never know. So it could be just another operation collection.
It could be. Seeing some Operation exclusive collections would be interesting. Something like similar to Broken Fang, where you had one map collection and then two non-map collections.
Yeah. So anything could we are not Valve, so we don't know.
Yeah, we only get to play the guessing game, and they get to laugh at us while we
Yeah.
speculate and get it wrong.
Historically, I think Valve is a bit laid back. They don't quite push event operation passes like other companies.
No.
They're definitely fine with that. Valve is like this. Well, but this way seems to be working for them. Everybody is please, Gaben, my wallet ready or
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the benefits of Valve being a private company at this stage and not a public one. Because if they were public, then shareholders would pressure them into yearly operations and more flashy things to grow revenue year over year. Where being private, they don't face that push.
Sometimes it's good benefit for the long run.
Yeah, I agree. Valve have historically played the long game, and thanks to Gaben, really, they've played the long game, and it's continued to work for them incredibly well. They may not have maximized the money in the short term, but they have gained such a following for the long run that it's a very well respected company.
Look at those who try to squeeze out as much as possible in the short term.
Yeah.
That's a great way to kill your chicken to get your egg.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Oh goodness. Oh. Sunny, behave yourself.
And also, if I were to do operation here, they probably want the operation to start as late as the latest by sort of mid-December.
Yeah.
Because every gaming company are aware that there's the holiday season. If they want to capture this opportunity, then usually they should. I think if Valve ever does a January operation, it's because they didn't get themselves together, put themselves together to release one in time, which they intended to release November, December.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It can go either way. As always, it'll go either way. We'll see it either. It'll either pop up in code soon, or we're going to continue to see more and more. I believe a couple of days ago, we've seen the first time where a dev has been using Source 2 on the actual CSGO branch instead of the dev branch, the public version. So whether we see more of that, whether we see...
They're working on Source 2. Hopefully it will be released, and question people have doubts about how the CSGO Source 1 skins will move forward in general.
Absolutely.
Just delete them or just make CSGO 2. They should probably just take every skin to Source 2 CSGO, or they Counter.
If they abandoned Counter-Strike, they'd abandon the entire player base. The player base just wouldn't shift. In my opinion, like the amount of people that have skins, to me, they wouldn't just move over. They've committed too much money to this.
Well, definitely.
Oh.
Definitely. I think even Overwatch 2 has recycled all the Overwatch 1 skins.
Yeah.
I think some people just don't see that. It's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah.
For this sort of so-called life of service games, so it's like microtransactions. Every year you grab a bit instead of the old release a sequel every year or releasing DLCs. Some of the games have adopted a new model. In the new model, I highly doubt they need to do something like before. So I think every sort of live service game, like CS:GO, even like Apex Legends, etc., they're just going to keep the skins forever until nobody plays the game.
Yeah.
Who knows? Only the consider CS:GO has been not CS:GO but Counter-Strike or Call of Duty has been only been a brand for just over 20 years. It's not a
Yeah.
long time. And people have been saying, yeah,
I've
people has been like Texas Poker.
yeah, I've
For
mentioned I've mentioned before that I believe CS:GO is like the digital Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. As an online game, it's the best version that's also proven to stand the test of time. You're looking at something that something that's had staying power of 20 years as a game, 10 years, nearly 10 years now, where we've had skins to that's created this community that's enhanced it to an insane degree. 1 million daily active players, 20 million monthly players. I think it's not that it's too big to fail, because anything can fail. Everything will die eventually.
yeah,
But it's hit the point where stuff's just gonna start. It's gonna continue rolling in my eyes. That it won't just abruptly end unless Valve turns the game off.
we don't know the future of the so-called the metaverse. So
Yeah.
it's not. It's just VR gaming. So is Counter Strike going to move into VR game and keep all the skins? We don't know. That sounds fun, right?
Yeah. Have a version
It's
that's
a form of entertainment. Yeah.
have
A version you play. You get more. You get more. How do you say it?
yeah. One of the matchmaking lobbies is just for VR, so you can have competitive. Then you can have all classic game modes of competitive, casual, deathmatch on PC, but then you can also have them
Why not
in
have people playing in VR matchmaking with the PC? I don't see
exactly.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Some people just want to play on mobile phone handicap versus PC players.
Yeah. For some reason.
They probably yeah. But for this VR, they probably can make the controls as accurate as the PC. Yeah, depends on the future technology.
Yeah. Oh, this is an interesting point that Regi brings up. So he doesn't think that Source Two is won't make too much of a graphic change to CS. That's the whole point. So that's why they're that's why they're doing an engine update in such a slow, methodical fashion. They're not looking at a very quick engine update. If you compare CS:GO when it released to CS:GO now, this has all been the work of optimizing the Source 1 engine. Source 2 engine, when it comes out,
I think they're using Source One to develop the game. The
yeah,
games come along. The graphics look very different now. I think
absolutely. Yeah, and Source 2 is going to be the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Source 2 will be the same way, where you've got this baseline, and then it's going to progress from there into something even more amazing than what it is. It'll maintain its high performance. It will. There will be some computers that become obsolete, but come on, the game's 10 years old. Your PC, if you've got a 10-year-old PC trying to play this game at a competitive level, it's kind of time to get an upgrade or two.
Well, I think maybe 5 years later, when you look at if Source 2 is released this year, 5 years later, 6 years later, you probably find that the game graphics looks much better.
Yeah.
But now at release, maybe it's going to look very similar to what we have now.
Yeah, I mean the panoramic UI is Source 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Like there are parts of the game that have already transitioned to Source 2. Source 2's not going to be an optional update, Kevex. It's going to be a forced move. Everyone will move at the same time. They'll do a beta for a while. There will be a participation in a beta, but once it is hard released, that's it.
It could be similar to Dota 2. Yeah, what you are talking about is
yeah.
How Dota 2 Source 2 was released.
Dota 2 to Dota 2 Reborn. It went through a beta period. People were testing it, were ironing out the bugs, and then
a few months later, it's gone. Everybody is forced to play Source 2 version of the game.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a bad thing for the game. Like, look at where we've pushed stickers to. We've gone from papers and hollows and the occasional foil all the way up to move